Nerds will inherit the copier world. Yes, they will, folks. Guaranteed. Let's see how that goes. What do we got? We've got something interesting. We're just pretty boring, but we're going to make it interesting, hopefully. Wonder how big we're going to make this one. We're just going to leave it at 100. Hear the mechanical noises, folks? There you go. You got a bit of the sound of Konica Minolta's bullshit. Money fucking. Love of money makes that noise. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean. It's not... Konica Minolta don't care about quality. They're more interested in the money they can make from people like me who have to take out bank loans to replace machines that have no longer got spare parts available. So it's so expensive, but what can we do? The status quo remains, shitheads. Anyway, we got here Taaaget. We'll just show the front cover as we normally do. This is the picture we're doing. And that's the front cover of our Taaaget pamphlet, and we got this thing we're going to use as our subject. So we just fold the page back, and we're going to use this lady in the countryside. So it looked like she's in the middle of the outback. I'd hate to live in the outback. It would be a horrible place to live. A lot of people do live it. Some people like it. It's there's something about it that they like about it. Even though it's where the droughts are most noticeable. And you wouldn't get me living in the outback. I'd rather stay in the city any day. Let's see how we go. I'd prefer to stay in a big city like the one I'm in now, Sydney. But Brisbane or Melbourne would be good. Would be really, really nice. Anyway, we've cut her head off. I had a feeling we were going to cut her head off in this. And it looks like her legs are down there and there's legs there. That's pretty interesting. I'm wondering if we're gonna do another version of this, maybe with her head. Let's see how we go. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay, out it comes. Let's see. Well, yeah, that looks interesting. She looks like she's been cut up into pieces. There's a head there, or part of it, and that's her there, and there's the bottom part. So this is these are a couple of unusual outcomes. I'm thinking we're going to use this one. We're not going to get into it any further. So this will go to the recycle pile, and I'm thinking... where's the centre of this job going to be? It seems logical that it's going to be there. So, yeah. So we're going to make this interesting. So we're just going to overlap the edges a bit on the sides. We're going to enlarge it slightly. You don't get those dirty, ugly borders. Okay. See if we can make this come up a treat. Going to lighten it a bit further. We're just going to keep the cut the way it is. Yeah, it looked like rain this morning, but it looks like the sun's come out. It feels a bit hot in this unit at the moment. Let's see how we go with that. Yeah, it looks a bit... I think that looks... a bit too contrasty. I think we've added too much contrast to that. I think we've got to drop the contrast a bit. I don't know. I made it too contrasty to start with, maybe. So we're just going to keep it in the middle, and maybe the copy density can go a bit darker. So let's see how that works. Or maybe wondering, yeah, we're going to leave it on that. Okay, out it comes. Let's see if we've improved it. It still looks shit. This part looks shit for some reason. It looks a bit too blended. I think the first version showed more detail, whereas this looks a lot better. So I'm thinking we're going to go back to the settings we had, or maybe we can change this and make it we're just going to leave it on that. I don't like the orange in that, so I'm just going to go back. We're just going to lighten it up. And maybe the contrast will remain there. Just thinking maybe if we do something different and we remove some of that magenta and the yellow's already up. So if we take out some magenta, we might show the yellow a bit more. We just like to do things differently every now and then, at least. So hopefully there'll be more. The yellow in that part will be more noticeable. It is more yellow, but it looks yucky. It looks sickly. I don't like that. I'm actually thinking we're just going to go back to what we had before, and we're just going to run with it. I'm not happy with the overall look of it, so now we're just going to put the magenta back, and we're just going to leave the contrast as is. That's the only thing we're not changing back to the original settings. I don't know why it came out looking shit. Maybe I shouldn't have made it too contrasty in the original take. Anyway, that looks a bit better. It's not the greatest, but hey, you know, what can I say? So now we're just going to set this up. But the outback does look kind of like those extreme colours, maybe. Okay, let's see how we go with that. Okay, we're just going to line the corners up. And we're just going to print off 2 mirror imaged versions of this to finish the job. Okay, out it comes. So these are our 2 mirrored versions, but that looks a bit better. You can see some of the streakiness in it, some of the texture. It's not the greatest, but yeah. Let's see how we go lining these up. That's that one there. And then we got this one here. Oops, we've got to be careful not to nudge anything. Anyway, yeah, that's an interesting result. I think now we can call this Taaaget demo quits.